Javante having such a career day and everything?
Yeah, no, I'm proud of Javante. I know the past few weeks it's been like 60, 70 yards, somewhere in there. So today for him to really break out, I'm really proud of him, and he ran the ball hard, and one of the best running backs.
Obviously, Javante had a big day today. Just what all does he mean to this offense?
He's a leader. He is very passionate when he's out there, and you can tell like how he runs the ball. He's very passionate. He loves it. He's going to lower his shoulder. He's going to try to run through you, he'll juke around. But yeah, he's a big part of the offense.
Between today and then last week, you guys had over 200 yards before the sacks and stuff. Is establishing the run like this kind of like what this team needs to lean into this final month?
Yeah, and obviously, the past few games we wanted to run the ball, but we kind of just shoot ourselves in the foot early, and we aren't able to, or like something happens later in the game where you can't keep running the ball. But yeah, I think if we can keep running the ball and set an identity, it'll be really good for the offense.
I came in a little late, but confidence-wise, can you sense it growing within the offense? Granted, the last quarter last week was rough on y'all, but prior to that, and then obviously today, it felt like there was a strong.
Yeah, no, obviously with the confidence, you go out there, you have a dominant performance. Like, it doesn't matter who you play. It's hard to win in college football. It's hard to do a lot of this stuff. So going out there, being able to run the ball efficiently and doing all that, very helpful for the confidence for the young guys, quarterbacks, running backs, everybody on the offense, really.
What was different for the starting group? Because it's a different starting group again, like 8 game out of 9 games. But it seemed like once you guys got that first drive out of the way, there was some cohesion there in what you guys were doing. What do you think the difference was?
Obviously it's next man up, but if y'all have seen anything, you shouldn't expect anything differently to go out there with a different lineup. It's just kind of how it's been this year.
Yeah.
But it's been, I'm proud of him. Logan Howland, he had a really good game. Heath Ozeta really coming around to be a really good football player. For Betsy, very consistent. Spencer Brown, I'm proud of him. He came in there, handled business very well. And so, it's next man up. First drive, got there. A little rough start for us, but after that we picked it up and it's good to go.
Did you say anything to the guys after that?
Yeah, I kind of got over there, and it was up to that first drive, just kind of like, hey, we got the jitters out. Go out there, do what we can. Don't let them guard you, and don't let them bring you down with one block, and then don't let them fall off the blocks.
How much of a role have you had to take on since Jake Sexton, his injury, just as far as leadership and communication within the line?
Yeah, obviously, playing center, I have to be the kind of the vocal guy out there. But with Sexton going out, you lose guys with a lot of experience, and you have a lot of younger guys out there. But those guys that aren't playing, they're over there coaching them as soon as they come off the field, as soon as they're on the sideline. If there's a timeout, they're out there. So they're being very helpful. But it's it's a group thing that we do.
Regardless of the opponent, just how good was it to see Logan and Heath kind of bounce back after a rough performance last week on that side?
I'm proud. Like I said, I'm proud of them going out there, and they handle business. Obviously, it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But I'm proud of them. They went out there, they balled out, and we'll see how the tape goes tomorrow. But we'll get ready for Missouri.
Eddie
Talk about Eddie. Is that fire something that you've seen from him?
Oh yeah.
Throughout camp?
Yeah, watching Eddie, you're just kind of sitting there with Eddie, and it's like, he's a young guy, so there's not a lot of thinking really. Just going out there. He's going out there. He's a physical kid. He's gonna be one of the best offensive linemen to come through here, and I proudly will say that. I love that kid to death. He always wants to learn. He'll come in here and be like, hey, we need to meet. We'll do this. He's a vocal guy for a younger guy. I'm proud of him. I just build off of this and then keep getting him ready.
What's the biggest sort of change or area of progress that you've seen in him? Obviously sort of a late arrival for him and had to catch up.
Yeah, just honestly for him understanding football. Because, as a high schooler coming in here, having a Coach B offense and, offensive line, it's hard. When I got here last year, I've been in college for 3 years, whatever it was, and I was still like, oh, wow. So him coming in, he's picked up on a lot of this, picked up on, fronts, blitzes, tendencies, stuff like that. So he's really came a long way in that.
So it's the people have talked about his, you just said it as well, his willingness to want to learn, and they talked. Some people have said that he trails you and Sexton around. Is that he's like a shadow to you guys trying to learn? Or?
I'll never forget my very first impression of Eddie. It was during spring ball. I had just had surgery. I'm over there on crutches, and he was on a visit, and he had his little notes out, and he was he's just out there on votes with his notes, taking notes and all that. So I went over there, and we just started going through a bunch of base stuff while we were back there during practice. So I was just helping him out, but he's been awesome, kind of like a little brother to me. So.
Was your mom watching at home when you waited?
No, she was here. I honestly didn't. That just kind of random. I saw the camera. I was like, "Hey, Mom." My dad's probably gonna get mad about that, but
do you know if she's seen it yet, or?
I don't know. I'm about to find out. I'm about to go meet him. If I can get a cup of coffee first, and then I'll go.
Also, what do you think of Jackson's performance and just the way that he's handled things overall the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, Jackson. I mean, obviously the start of the season didn't really go the way he wanted to, but he's bounced back. And the one thing I've noticed from him is he's just having fun. He's not going out there. I mean, he's being a leader. He's showing up every single day, same guy. Like, me and him joke around all the time. Like, I went out there, I snapped the ball over his head, and I was like, dude, that's on me. And he gets over there, and he's like, next play, we're good. Just going off over there. But, I mean, like I said, I know I said Jackson or Eddie's like a little brother. That's really who I think is like my little brother out there.
What's that like when you have a snap like that? Obviously, able to, didn't hurt y'all at the point, but what's that like just having that bounce back?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to be fun, but, you live and you learn from it.
The one time when everybody pays attention to the center.
Yeah, and they put me up on the Jumbotron after that, so I was kind of like, oh. I was like trying to maneuver around like Heath and let Heath get the blame for it.
Is that when you knew it's way off, like before it even leaves your hand, or
well, that
play
plays like a set design, so it's like as soon as I saw it, I just tried to take off and go knock the crap out of the guy that sat in front of me, and I just held onto the ball too long.
Sort of getting a little ahead of your